Welcome everyone to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks to Max and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today we got to pull shards again. Thursday we had voids, today we have the sacreds, but this is a good opportunity to get Michinaki, the legendary champion from the Shadowkin faction that they gave us in 2022. He is awesome as a damage dealer for Hydra, and my Hydra teams can use some optimization. We've got the shards saved for a guaranteed anyway, so I'm actually pretty happy with this event. Now if our friend Tyrant here can actually finish this up, thank you, then we can continue. Yeah, good job. There you go. Get rid of these. Okay. So we're pulling sacred shards. We saved up for guaranteed sacreds, and Michinaki is good enough to waste these sacreds on, I'd say. These sacred shards have been saved up since November, basically. I think I pulled 5 or 6 during the previous fusion to get the points for a summon rush. Other than that, we've just been holding on to them as much as possible. What are the champions that we want? Well, we're looking for a Rotos. We don't have Rotos yet. Second Duchess, like I say every time. Any demon spawn I'm happy with. Calvalax would be nice. Theodore would be nice. Here we go. And Sana. Actually, I didn't know she had an AoE on the A1. That's interesting. There's another epic from the Demon Spawn that also has Troggy the Frog. Very good champion as well. That also has an AoE on the A1, but it's defense based, and they use her in the Doom Tower, but I forgot her name. Now, she's one that I actually don't have yet. Oh, that'd be nice. Ah, Mist Rider Daithy, or Dave, as our Irish friend Nupcakes calls him. Bareth the Blood-Soaked. Inagashi, yeah. Not looking for any of these, unfortunately. Ryan Beast. Ooh. Blood Lord, I was gonna say Brood Lord? Brood Lord. 15, so that means we pulled 7 now? Not completely sure where we are in Mercy. Let me see real quick. Yeah, it says 12 here, and I think that could be correct. So it's been quite a while since we pulled a legendary. Oh, a Truoth. Okay, that's cool. That's actually pretty decent for Hydra as well. He's a pretty decent healer. A1 attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 5% of their maximum HP, heals this champion by 10% of their max HP instead if they have 50% or less, and he's HP based, so attacks all enemies, places a perfect fail buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns, also places a counter attack buff and a strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns. Now this is on a 4-turn cooldown and it's only 2 turns, so you would need, like, I don't know, an extender or maybe 2 extenders even to kind of have this on all the time. But if you can somehow make a speed tune and manage that, that would mean that you have a pretty good mischief tank right here, because, well, he most likely will have the most buffs on. But to get that to work is kind of hard. But being able to place perfect fail on the whole squad is pretty nice. And heals a target ally by 20% of this champion's max HP, then balances the HP of all allies. Why is this actually good? Well, because sure, this 20% heal will be affecting that one head that does the max HP destroy. I always forget that guy's name. Head of Vengeance, is that even a head? I don't know. But this balancing will not destroy the max HP. So you get a huge chunk of healing without having to deal with that. The HP levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP, of course. After balancing HP, place 50% ally protection buff on the initial target for 2 turns. So some extra protection, that's always nice. And then decreases the cooldown of the Animus Infusion skill. That's this one. By 1 turn for every 10% of HP this champion loses. So the more damage he takes, basically, the faster you get back to this, the more he can heal again. So yeah, pretty cool. What do people say? Action Wars 4.5, 4.4. Yeah, he's okay. I'd say above average. Nothing too special, but I'm happy with him. And I might build him if I if I ever get the chance to do so. It'd be nice if you can actually like build him without any books. See how he runs that way. Like, this is hard to keep up constantly anyway. So if it's not on a 4 turn or on a 5 turn cooldown, it might not even matter that much. And he could just be like a pretty decent healer and then semi mischief tank here and there if you can get the rest of your team into resistance a little bit. Alright. First Lego. Truoth. Another Duragi the Frog. Probably seen him pop up pretty often. Ultimate Gaelic. Oh, another legendary, and it's Sia Flame Tongue. Whoa! Alright, so this is actually one of the demon spawn I did not have yet. And why is she so good? Well, I think it's this one, right? So attacks all enemies, has 100% chance of placing a weaken, 100% chance of placing decreased defense if there are at least 2 enemies under HP burn. Then instantly activates any HP burn debuffs on each target and decreases duration of those HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. Places a burn debuff on this champion, then attacks all enemies. Has a 100% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on all enemies for 3 turns. Grants an extra turn if HP burn is placed on all enemies. So I guess you can use her to place the burns, get an extra turn, and then do this. Or they use a champion that actually places the burn, like Ignatius for instance, that can't be resisted, right? And then she'll come here and just activate them instantly. Huh. Cool. And if I'm not mistaken, you don't even need that much gear on her really to make her work. You just need a little bit of speed and a little bit of accuracy and you're good to go. You don't need that much on her. Yeah, Spider's Den 4.9. Cool. She was actually a guaranteed champion at a certain point. Back when I still kept my sacreds for solely for fusions, really, for summon rushes in particular. I remember thinking, 12 sacreds? Who has 12 sacreds, you know? But eventually you get to a point where you can start saving if you want to, and you know, sometimes it pays off. We pulled 11 shards and we got 2 legendaries. those are good odds for me. I know I've seen people pull 4 out of 7, but that usually does not happen on my account. So I'm actually pretty happy already with the outcome. Right, Shawnee. Maeve. Number 3. Knock the Paralyzer. Okay, again, this is a fairly new champion, and I believe he's good in Sand Devil. Yeah, that's what I was trying to come up with, but I, again, have no clue why. So, attacks one enemy, has 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased accuracy buff, a debuff. He's HP based, okay. Goes up to 80%. That's actually pretty high for something like Bobble. That can be very handy. The A2 attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a sleep, okay, on a 3-turn cooldown. It's for 1 turn and 2 poison debuffs for 2 turns. Passive effect places 2 additional poison debuffs for 2 turns whenever sleep debuff placed by this skill is removed or disappears after an enemy takes damage. Not completely sure. Places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also places continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns, 3-turn cooldown. The passive heals this champion by 3% of their max HP and all allies except this champion by 1% of this champion's max HP every time a poison debuff hits on an enemy. Okay, good. I mean, those are very minimal healings, right? Whenever an ally is attacked while under ally protection buff, has a 40% chance of placing a sleep debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Alright, so this passive in combination with the ally protection is the thing that makes him so good. It's not really this, I mean, this A2 is handy, but the real thing is these two together, and perhaps maybe a second ally protector to go along with it. It's also kind of interesting here is it doesn't say that this passive is unique. So what happens if you have 2 Knock the Paralyzers or 3 Knock the Paralyzers? Does this stack? Do you get more, like 40% chance and another 40% chance and another 40% chance? Interesting. I'm not sure about that. Kind of weird though that they only give him like 4.9. But yeah. Hey, look at that. 3 out of, what is that? 16? Yeah? No, not 16. 14. 3 out of 14. Cool. A lot of new golds on the account. Burgess. Good champion to solo some stuff. 3rd Taragi the Frog. Like 1.5 years of playing before I pulled my first Taragi. Now we're just randomly pulling them in bunches. Rearguard Sergeant was my first ally protection champ on my account. Really solid early game champion. Very, very solid. Can carry you everywhere in the game, really. Decreased defense on the A1, decreased attack on the A2. Only 75% chance, but also heals this champion by 25% of the damage inflicted, and she hits fairly hard, especially for the type of champion that she is. You know, she's doing defense down, attack down. Those like more support kind of roles, but she still smacks actually. And then here it places 50% ally protection buff, and a continuous heal on all allies except this champion. 3-turn cooldown. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. If you want to make a clan boss team, she's definitely a good option for that. Right, 3 more. Royal Guard. Very good max HP nuker. One of the best in the game. I have a couple of them already, so. The nozzle. I think this is our last one. Yeah. We keep these 2 for future projects. Yeah, we've officially been depleted now. I'm kind of at rock bottom with all of these shards, as you can see, so time to save up again. But let's go ahead and take a look at our points. Do the pop-ups. Yep, boom. Nice, 20 mortal essence. Take that. Alright. So we got Supreme Elhain and a Michinaki ready to go for whenever our next champion chase is around the corner and we need it, or CVC or whatever. Pop this one real quick and then I'll let you guys go. It's blue. Pounder, Perfect Soul. Alright. Well, thank you guys for watching, and sorry for the second video this week, but hey, I couldn't let this slide. It's kind of a long save for these shards, so right. Take care, guys. Peace.